Now I'm sure you must have got the concept of linear equation in two variable and what it means. Here I'm going to tell you what do you mean by a solution of a linear equation in two variable. Okay, so let's say for example, if you have ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 as a linear equation in two variable. Okay, we know that the x and y are variable, meaning that they can have different values. The solution of a linear equation in two variable are values or a combination of value of x and y, okay, for which the value of the left hand side becomes equal to 0, right? Or in other words, when you put in the value of x and y over here, it becomes equal to the right hand side, which is 0, right? So it's a combination of value. It's not an isolation. It's a combination of value of x and y for which the left hand side is equal to 0. Solution of a linear equation in two variable is the value, okay, of both the variable, both x and y, not only x, not only y, both x and y, for which the equation becomes 0. Because if you just put in the value of x, but the value of y, if it put in doesn't give you a value of 0, then it's not a solution. One linear equation can have infinite number of solutions. Now this is interesting. So what we are trying to say is that for every linear equation, okay, there can be an infinite number of combination of x and y for which the left hand side can become 0 or equal to the right hand side. Now let us look at this particular thing. What does it mean? Find three solutions of 3x plus 2y is equal to 13. Now, how do I find out this? I mean, it can be by inspection or a hit and trial method, right? So if I say that, let me take the value of x as 3, x, y, that's how we write it. So what do I get? I get 3 times 3 is equal to 9, right? Plus 2y. Now what is the value of y which I should put in over here so that the total of the left hand side becomes equal to the total of the right hand side, right? So it has to be 4, and to get 4 I need to multiply 2 by 2. So let me put y as 2. So 2 times 2 gives me 4. Or in other words, 13 is equal to 13. Right? But you must be wondering, I told you that, the value of the left hand side equals to the right hand side, which is what it is, right? Or if I had to put it into 0, I would have just moved this over here, right? It would have become 3x plus 2y minus 13 is equal to 0. When I put x and y as 3 and 2, right, I get 3 times 3, 9, plus 2 times 2, 4, minus 13. If I just take the sum of these three, I get 0, which is equal to the right hand side, right? The other simple way of finding a solution of any given linear equation in two variable is to put the value of one of the variables as 0. So let's say if I put x as 0, okay, what do I get over here? 3x plus 2y is equal to 13, right? 3 times 0 gives me 0, plus 2y is equal to 13. Or in other words, y is equal to 13 upon 2. So even 0 and 13 upon 2 is a solution of the linear equation 3x plus 2y is equal to 0. Just like I've put in x is equal to 0, if I have to find another solution, I can put y is equal to 0, right? When y is equal to 0, what do I get? I get 3x plus 2y is equal to 13. 3x plus 2, y is equal to 0, which means this becomes 0 is equal to 13, or x is equal to 13 upon 3. So this is another solution of this variable equation. So if you noticed, I had found out the solution of a given variable, okay, in a linear equation in two variables by equating either of these two numbers as 0 and finding the value of the other. These are the solutions because when you put in the value of x as 13 by 3 and y as 0, you get the value of this equation as 0, or the left hand side becomes equal to the right hand side, right? You want to try this? So let's say if I say 3x plus 2y is equal to 13, 3 times 13 by 3 plus 2 times 0. This knocks off this. 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 13 is equal to 13, which is equal to the right hand side. So therefore 13 by 3 and 0 is a solution of the linear equation. So I hope you understood this concept. What we are going to do in the next video is we are going to see that if the variables are given, okay, or rather if you have to find out the value of a, b and c when one or both or some of them are given, how do you do that?